am Truth Hurts. You think this is Instagram? Absolutely not. This is his response to me today after he watched my video.
Affairs are not in order, right? Because you wanted attention this morning. So I can give you some attention. See, proper conduct doesn't fear exposure. Why have so many men been inside of your vagina? Now you give me an explanation for that. Why have so many men been inside your vagina? Why are you overweight? Why aren't you married? Why don't you have $1 million to your name? I'll wait. Since you like exposure, right? That's what you wanted. You wanted attention this morning. I'm just saying. I went and looked at your highlights. I don't see husband in your accomplishments. You're taking trips that you can't afford, it looks like, to me, respectfully. But anyway, next question. That was rude, huh? I bet. Let me send you to the place where the rude people are.
When a man wants to argue with you and win an argument, he's going to say the same 5 things. He's going to fat shame you. He's going to slut shame you. He's going to tell you want attention. He's going to say you're going to live alone. You're going to have cats. And why you not married? Who hurt you? He's going to say all these things. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a fraud. Like I said, this is a grifter. If you have all these women that you help, out of all those women, majority of them is probably plus size women. And now you're bashing a plus size woman because you're emotional.
Now, I believe this is a fan, or used to be a fan, of this guy named Malik Brown. He's the content creator. His name, he also goes by I Am Truth on Instagram or TikTok, right? But she's upset with this guy, really because of how he is responding to a lot of these people.
I've been quiet long enough. It's time that I say something. There's a content creator on here called I Am Truth Hurts, or whatever his name is. And I seen something so disturbing on his live that I feel so annoyed. And I feel cringy. So there was a girl and she was like, hey, I Am Truth Hurts. I have a question, because he comes off as being a coach, a dating coach or whatever. So she's like, I have a question. Me and my boyfriend are talking. Do you think that I should blah, 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 blah? He looks directly at the comment in his live stream and said, bitch, you didn't send me no gifts. Why would you even ask me any questions like that? Why would you ask me anything? You ain't sending me shit. You ain't send me no gifts. You ain't send me nothing. Don't ask me nothing until you hit that gift gallery. So I get off the live because I'm like, hell no. Hell no.
Really, to how he is responding to a lot of these people. But let's kind of get more context into how this sister really is in current day society.
So you don't see husband in my accomplishments. I didn't know for you to be accomplished, you got to be married. Oh no, maybe he thinks this is Instagram. This is TikTok, where women decenter men on purpose, and we could cancel you like it's no tomorrow. First of all, for you to even think that a woman has to be married for her to have a purpose in life. Interesting. So would I have a purpose if I go marry a felon? Would I have a purpose if I go marry a man who abandoned his child in the car and fled the scene on some Grand Theft Auto shit? I'll wait. I'll wait the same way we're waiting for you to go get a baldy because you have a receding hairline. You're stressed. It's the unemployment. The unemployment got you really stressed. So everything is pushing back, like the hairline. I think that you are broke. Typically, when people are rich, they're not going to say they're rich. You don't have a pot to piss in. I think your wife takes care of you. You don't make any money. You're begging people to go to these shows. You're coming to my city. Ain't nobody going there.
Now, of course, as y'all can see, she wants, she says that she's a part of TikTok and, they can cancel men anytime that they want, that they decensor men. I just want y'all to at least know what type of sister we're dealing with here, right? Now, she also has a whole lot of other video of her talking about celibacy, right? Right? I mean, you are going on all of these dates with these men, but somehow, somewhere you are celibate. Doesn't make any sense, but the whole point of all of this is the fact that this brother is pretty much responding to her because he doesn't like her response. Now, if y'all ask me, he reminds me of Yada, right? If y'all know who Yada is, he reminds me of Yada, but he's going to be for the red pill though. Yada is for women. Yada panders towards women. He's going to do and say anything, man, to make women feel good about themselves.
Ladies, date 4 or 5 men at a time so you can find a man that can properly maintain you. Because these weak men are screaming, oh, it's too expensive to maintain a woman. Consistency is free. Loyalty is free. Opening doors and planning dates are free. Massaging shoulders and rubbing feet is free. Cooking meals are free. And ladies, real men aren't afraid of competition because they know when they step in, they set in the bar. These weak men believe dating equals sex.
Whereas, your boy Malik Brown here, he's more on your red pill side. This is from what I've seen, a little bit of videos that I've seen. Of course, he takes a stance of, almost like a high value man to some degree, right? To some degree. But for the most part, man, y'all can easily look at some of his work. I mean,
we know that Valentine's Day is coming up, right? And for the women who get gifts all year long, for the women who get thought of all year long, for the women who get tended to all year long, cut that man some slack. You're thinking about one day and this dude damn near loves on you properly for 364 days of the year. Cut that man some slack. How about the roles reverse? How about you make that day all about him?
But I always wonder why he is not as big, as he should be, in my opinion. I think he should be a little bit bigger than what he is right now, but maybe because people are seeing him as Yada. Like, brother, your vice, nah, man, it's something about you, man, that is just not clicking. Something about you is just not clicking. So the sister could be hitting it on the head. What really started all of this off was her having to go on this man's page and, now, by the way, she watched this guy for a little while, so she know what he is about. But, she decided to go on this man's page and he was disrespecting women, pretty much telling them that, hey, well, why are you even trying to talk to me? Because, man, you haven't even dropped me no bread. And then on top of that, I believe there was like an instance where a woman did drop him some money for some advice. And then he says, hey, well, listen, you will be word or this or that. You should not even be asking me for any advice after taking a woman's money. But what a lot of these content creators have to understand is that these people are the reason, man, a lot of us are in the positions that we are in. Right? A lot of these people are watching you because they obviously see something in you. But the fact that you can just treat them this way, the fact that you can just overlook them, and this is why I say, man, I don't know, but he might be one of your Donovan Sharps, right? Your Donovan Sharps. I think that's the dude name that was in the red pill who lied and said, hey, well, listen, I don't deal with single mothers. He tell other people don't deal with single mothers, but then he deals with a single mother himself. Your boy Tommy Sotomayor, right? I mean, I always looked at him as like, okay, he could be one of the pillars of the community. I always looked at him as being one of the top brothers in the community. But then he went on that Fresh and Fit show. He had fought one of the girls, and he has an OnlyFans. It's like, brother, whoa, time out, man. What are we doing here? What are we doing here, man? And there's a bunch of other things, man, that makes me look at Tommy Sotomayor differently. He's just all over the place. But when you look at these brothers, him, Donovan Sharp, they are just victims of their own success, right? Because they're going to fall at their own success. When you look at Donovan Mitchell, really nobody even takes him seriously because of the shit that he does. And I would say the same thing could be true here for this brother. He's going to end up doing the exact same thing. I mean, just look at the video with his wife, right? Now, you don't even necessarily have to look at his wife, but look at this dude. And to me, this kind of coming off as a guy, man, who really ain't taking this stuff seriously, in my opinion. And it's just based off of this video alone. Number one, why is he dressed like that? Right? And then number two is just his mannerism and how he acts, man. It seems like he's a little too good for his own good. Like he's flashy, like he's still a young guy. And this is why I say he reminds me of Yada. When you see how Yada just talks about money, talks about, how he has this, how he has that, the image that he portrays, I feel like this brother is doing the exact same thing. When you look at a lot of guys over there in your TikTok world, man, when you look at, I forgot this guy's name. I think his name was like something Poppy or something like that. He was a light-skinned brother, a bunch of tattoos. He panders to women. However, he was a felon.
You can be broke, struggling, and figuring out your life as a man and still make a woman happy. Leave her the fuck alone.
That, my friends, is Derrick Jaxn Jr., also known around these parts as Pastor Poppy Don. He is the Atlanta-based popular TikToker, influencer, Instagrammer, dating coach. And typically his audience revolves around that of women, not just black, but all women, although he culturally relates more to black women. And typically what he does is puts down men a whole lot and never holds women accountable, right? And he's actually now attacking the passport bros.
Same thing with Yada. I believe he was a felon as well.
It's time to bury the ghost of Kevin Samuels with Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels was a terrorist. To the family dynamic, to the family structure, he was a terrorist. He convinced weak men to be weaker men. And you allowed Kevin Samuels to ask your woman what she brings to the table? The woman is the table. But the majority of you men have nothing to place on that table. You're mentally deficient, you're financially deficient, you're emotionally deficient, you're spiritually deficient, and your masculinity is deficient.
A few moments later.
Now, here he is. I just want to show this. Here he is in LA with brother Polite, who we already know the story of Brother Polite. Here he is, face down on the pavement, drunk. Now, I want you to watch this. He face down on the pavement, drunk, getting arrested for being drunk. Now, look at that spot on the ground up there where he was just laying at. Fool threw up while he was laying down there. He's so drunk, laid on the ground, threw up. And listen, a bunch of men get drunk and throw up. But they ain't around here talking about all praise Allah. They ain't around here talking about I live by the word of God. They ain't around here talking about I'm a man of God. They ain't around here talking about I'm an alpha male. They ain't around here talking about none of that.
I believe that brother was a felon as well. Then you have Derrick Jaxn, right? I mean, he's telling women, hey, well, you don't need to be dealing with these guys because these guys are this, that, and the third. But then it comes to find out he is one of those guys that he's telling women to stay away from. Doesn't make any sense. Does not make any sense. But when you look at these guys, they're flashy, they think that they buff, they always try to put themselves in the forefront as something that women think that they want. Oh, I want me a super buff guy who's smart, who always going to, who's going to be a white knight, who's always going to play Captain Saver. That's the image that these brothers portray. And I can only assume that it's the same thing for this brother right here with all of as y'all saw it. As y'all can see, the dude literally left his 5-year-old child in the car. I really want to hear his story about that. You left your 5-year-old child in the car and you ran away as if they just couldn't figure out who you were, which is kind of crazy. But once again, man, it's always people like that that try to jump into certain spaces, that try to portray a certain lifestyle, portray a certain image. And that's just me. And anytime I see guys, man, who do stuff like this, who are in prison, who like to pander, they always have some crazy ass pass. They always have some crazy ass pass. But I mean, hey man, look, that's just my opinion about this whole thing. For the most part, this is something that you might just want to keep your eye on, right? At least this brother right here, not the sister, right? Because we already know this sister. I mean, she's over here talking about, you know, we're on a platform where we get to decensor men, we get to do this, we get to do that. This is her mindset. She even sat here, as y'all can see the video. She says that, hey, well, listen, I've been on my 6th date with a millionaire. 6th date with a millionaire, and I'm celibate. And then she's saying all of these men that I've dealt with, they have not touched me. They don't even know if I'm celibate or not. Ma'am, that's number one, that's cap. Right? Number one, that's cap.
I just came home from date number 6 with the millionaire. And I just really need to let you guys know that I'm celibate. And he doesn't know that. A lot of men that came in my life within this year and a half does not know that I am celibate. And I plan on keeping it that way. Over the years, I've noticed when you tell a guy that you're celibate, that doesn't make him want to stay.
Number one, that's cap. I don't think she's celebrating. I don't think she's dealing with a bunch of millionaires. I don't think she's dealing with a bunch of millionaires. And if she is, why aren't you cuffing any of them? Why are you not cuffing any of them? And then she says that, hey, well, you know, I don't, but, you know, hey, listen, this dude over here saying that I don't even have a husband. It's crazy that you even think that being accomplished is having a husband. It technically is. It really is. And she's not. Is she saying that right now? Because of course she is your modern day TikTok sister, right? But you say that right now. But when you get a little bit older, you're going to want that family. That's just what it is. You're going to want that family. And any man who sees her page and actually look at her videos, you must lack a lot of common sense if you even want to entertain this sister. Maybe if you're just trying to, you know, knock some boots. But to actually entertain this sister and try to cuff this sister, you're wild. Because this sister is combative. This sister is argumentative. She's your stereotypical sister. Let's just call it for what it is. She is your stereotypical sister. Even though she is calling them out for something good, in my opinion, right? For something good. I think this is pretty lit, right? You know, being able to see really what this guy's about. Yeah, she exposed some shit. So the fact that she's saying that she's celibate, but she's going on all of these dates with these different men. So you're just a leech, ma'am. You're just a leech, because 9 times out of 10 he's paying for it. So you're just a leech. And understand, people, these are the type of sisters that we have in our dating market. Understand that these are the type of sisters that we have in our dating market. Sadly to say, nobody want to marry a sister like this. She can sit here and say, well, you know, I'm going on all of these dates, but why can't you get any of them to cuff you? You're just wasting your time and his time, because once again, you're just going over here eating at all of these fancy restaurants while you're not having to put forth anything. And then she's saying, hey, well, I'm celibate. It's sad. But once again, these are the women that we have to pick from. It's disgusting, if you ask me. But I mean, y'all let me know down below. What do y'all think about this whole situation? I'm glad she said something about this, man, because like I say, he just seems like he's a yada yada. He seems like he's a Derek Jackson. He seems like he is a lot of your other TikTok panderers, right? But he does it for the red pill community. That's just me.